The old house stood on a hill overlooking the town, a grim silhouette against the setting sun. Locals called it Hallvine Manor. They never went near. Not after dark, not even in daylight if they could help it. The name itself was whispered, a chilling reminder of the horrors that lurked within. For generations, stories had been told. Tales of strange lights, blood-curdling screams echoing through the night, and the unsettling feeling of being watched. The manor was a festering wound on the landscape, a place where darkness lingered and evil whispered on the wind. Some dismissed the stories as mere folklore, the ramblings of superstitious minds, but those who had dared to venture too close knew the truth. Hallvine Manor was not just a house, it was a living nightmare. Its presence cast a long shadow, a chilling reminder that some secrets are best left undisturbed. But curiosity, like a moth to a flame, often drew the unwary towards the manor's decaying embrace. And for some, there would be no escape. The legend of Hallvine Manor stretched back centuries. They said its builder, a man named Silas Hallvine, had been driven mad by grief. He had lost his wife and children to a plague. His heart, consumed by sorrow, turned black as pitch. Driven by despair, Silas turned to dark forces. He made a pact, trading his soul for the power to bind his family's spirits to the manor. He built the house with his own hands, a monument to his twisted love. But the ritual went wrong. The spirits, instead of finding peace, became vengeful prisoners. Silas disappeared soon after the manor was finished. Some said he was driven mad by the spirits he had trapped. Others believed they had dragged him into the depths of the house, claiming him as their own. Whatever his fate, Silas's legacy lived on. Hallvine Manor became a place of fear, its very stones saturated with darkness. Years passed. The stories of Hallvine Manor faded into legend. Then, a group of urban explorers, drawn by the thrill of the unknown, decided to spend a night in the abandoned house. They hoped to debunk the myths, to prove that the stories were nothing more than folklore. They arrived at dusk, their laughter and bravado echoing in the stillness. They explored the overgrown gardens, their flashlights cutting through the gloom. As darkness fell, they ventured inside. The air grew heavy, thick with the smell of decay and the weight of unseen eyes. They ignored the warning signs, their youthful arrogance blinding them to the danger. They were convinced that they were stronger than the stories, that they could conquer the darkness. They were wrong.
Only one of us made it out alive. I emerged from the house the next morning, babbling incoherently, my eyes wide with terror. My clothes were torn, my skin scratched and bruised. I spoke of shadows that moved, of whispers that chilled me to the bone.
I told of seeing my friends dragged into the darkness, their screams cut short by an unnatural silence. I spoke of a presence, cold and malevolent, that watched our every move. I said the house was alive, its walls pulsating with a dark energy that was hungry for living souls.
His words were met with skepticism. The police dismissed his story as a desperate attempt to escape responsibility for the fate of his friends. But those who looked into his eyes saw the reflection of a horror that ran deeper than any lie. They saw the truth in his haunted gaze. Hallvine Manor had claimed more victims. The authorities sealed the manor, boarded up the windows, chained the doors, but nothing could contain the darkness that festered within. Locals reported seeing flickering lights in the windows, hearing the faint strains of mournful music carried on the wind.
The stories began to circulate again. Whispers of the survivor's tale spread through the town. People avoided the manor, their fear a palpable presence. The shadow of Hallvine Manor had returned, darker and more menacing than ever. The police refused to reopen the investigation. They dismissed the sightings as hallucinations, fueled by fear and superstition.
But the townspeople knew the truth. The manor was a wound that refused to heal, a constant reminder of the evil that lurked just beyond their perception. And they knew that it was only a matter of time before Hallvine Manor claimed another victim. Despite the official stance, some refused to let the mystery lie. Paranormal investigators, drawn by the stories and the survivors' chilling testimony, flocked to Hallvine Manor. Armed with EMF readers and EVP recorders, they hoped to capture evidence of the supernatural activity.
They documented cold spots, unexplained fluctuations in electromagnetic fields, and chilling EVP recordings. Whispered voices, ghostly apparitions caught on camera, and inexplicable sounds filled their recordings. The evidence was mounting, painting a disturbing picture of a house consumed by a malevolent force.
But even with their findings, the mystery deepened. Who or what haunted Hallvine Manor? Were the spirits of Silas Hallvine and his family trapped within its walls, seeking revenge for their torment? Or was there something even darker? Something more ancient and evil lurking in the shadows? Today, Hallvine Manor still stands, a crumbling testament to unspeakable horrors and unanswered questions. The authorities have given up trying to keep people away. The chains on the gates are rusty and broken. The boards on the windows are rotting, revealing glimpses of the darkness within. Some say the survivors' experience was just the beginning, that Silas Hallvine's curse is spreading, reaching beyond the manor's walls. They say the darkness is growing, seeping into the town itself. Is it true? Is the evil of Hallvine Manor contained, or is it spreading like a disease? One thing is certain, the nightmare is far from over.